is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and Jerry Keyser.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, show number 157 for November 19th. Matter of fact, Ron Miller, Jerry Keyser, Scott Hammer with you.
Woo-hoo, hey, y'all.
Tonight on the show, we'll be talking to the Fremont champions. Shawn Valenti, I see he's already in the green room there. And Nate Dussel will be joining us as well. Nate Dussel with the big 1-point championship there over DJ Foose. We'll talk about that. DJ actually won. I believe they came in tied championship night. And DJ actually won the feature with Nate finishing in second. But because of qualifying and heat points, Nate actually ended up with a 1-point advantage in that championship. We'll talk about the craziness there. Also, Truck Series released their schedule, the NASCAR Truck Series. We'll tell you who's on it and who's on that list and who's not on it. There's two big notables there that have to do with dirt. So we got all that for you coming up here in just a little bit.
Wait. Who's going to be on from the Weaver family tonight?
I didn't get a hold of Andrew. I'm sorry. And Paul just went. We extended the offer. He not a radio
I don't
guy.
do that.
Yeah, he's the opposite of you apparently.
What? Shy?
Yes,
We've got that in common.
If you say so. Once again, if you'd like to be a sponsor of the Hammer Down Racing Report, get a hold of me. Head on over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Hammer Down Racing Report. Coming at you live, actually, on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter/Periscope right now, as we do each and every Thursday night. Of course, you can listen to us on demand on your favorite podcast platform, iTunes, Spotify, Google, whatever you use. It's all good. Also, don't forget to be voting for us in the Toledo City Paper Best of promotion. It's not really a contest. I still don't know what
I thought you were just going to slide right past that one. Wait a minute.
No. And we'll remind you at the end of the show. There's been a couple days I forgot to vote because you can vote once a day at least. So go ahead and do that. I came across a paid ad on Facebook for one of our competitors. So
really?
they're out there paying the competition, or they're out there paying to try and get votes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, those guys from the 419, I believe it was.
Uh,
I don't know about that.
Buying votes. Another election scandal right here.
Exactly.
First.
So you have until, I think it was December.
As much as I'd like to comment on that one, I won't.
December 15th, I think it was, Jerry.
Yes.
I think you looked at it. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you got a few weeks yet. Keep the vote going. Do it every day. Send a little reminder on your phone, in your calendar for whatever. Say 12:30 during your lunch break every day. Have a little reminder there.
Yeah, work on your laptop. I think as long as a different IP address, go for it.
There you go. Not that we're trying to fix the election or anything. We wouldn't do that.
No, not at all.
Thanks to Romulo Race Cars in Lambertville, Michigan. Give them a call, 734-856-7223. Anything going on in your shop there, Ron?
Yeah.
I saw what was up over there, last week? You had a couple of chassis going for trucks.
Yep, 3 new trucks, wrapping up a front clip on a late model, rebodying and doing some updates on another truck, and people waiting to get in, yeah.
All right, then. So call in quickly. That's a good thing. Millstream Speedway, they're going to be returning to racing January 2nd with the Hangover 2 in conjunction with Sandusky Speedway there. Make sure to follow them on Twitter, Facebook, or their website, millstreamspeedway.net. You can also find their Twitter and Facebook on there as well. Big D's Pizza mentioned the Hammer Down Racing Report. Save 10% off any order. Big D's in Clyde. Give them a call, 419-547-1444. I just saw that they had adjusted their hours due to the recent restrictions there. I think they're open until 9 most nights, and then Fridays and Saturdays, I think it was 10. We shared that post on the Hammer Down Racing Report.
Let's
Facebook page.
Let's jump back to Millstream Speedway. Hangover 2. If you've got a race car, I would urge you to bring it to both Sandusky Speedway and Millstream. Like to make this the biggest hangover weekend ever.
And he's not talking about.
If you've got a race car with fenders, bring it.
And if you don't, put fenders on it and bring it.
That's it.
All right.
We're
Jerry,
going to see the return of the Ocho.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll see how the funding deal is going there. As I'm now entering week 3 of unemployment, of being unemployed. Let's put it that way. So if anybody needs a digital guy, looking for somebody, yeah,
he is the digital guy.
Yeah. And tonight's how many was
crowdfunding.
What's that, Jerry?
We can start a GoFundMe for you for your racing career.
Yeah, I don't like doing that. I don't like charity kind of stuff, but
no,
I like to give back. We
created a sponsorship. Everybody that donates gets their name on.
Okay. Hey, nice car back behind you there, Jerry.
Yeah. I've seen that guy before.
Yeah. So you got some racing results from this past weekend, Jerry?
I think we got a little bit to talk about. Not a whole bunch on this plate, but we'll go on with tonight's racing roundup. Starting off with Columbus, Mississippi at the Magnolia Motor Speedway. Tim McCready banked $4,000 for winning Friday's Cotton Pickin' 100 prelim feature. Rusty Schlenk had a rough night. Started off strong, and hot laps was fast. Found the track conditions challenging on the opening night and bounced back, did okay. Second night, he ended up finishing 7th, but Chris Madden, Smokey, coming away with the big win in the Cotton Pickin' 100 on Saturday at Magnolia Motor Speedway. Chris Madden turning the heat right back up after leaving Scott Bloomquist Racing. Tanner Thorson drove past Logan Seavey and Buddy Kofoid to secure the lead en route to bringing home a 19th career series victory Friday night in the USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midget feature at Arizona Speedway. Buddy Kofoid would come back on a Saturday and lead all 30 laps to win the 53rd Western World Championship in the finale at Arizona Speedway. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. back in an open wheel car and won the United Sprint Car Series Outlaw Thunder Tour feature at Southern Raceway. Stenhouse completed the weekend sweep by winning again on Saturday at Southern Raceway. Speaking of Buddy Kofoid, he was back in victory lane while teaming with Kyle Larson for the first time ever in Tuesday's NOS Energy Drink Classic at Bakersfield Speedway in USAC midget competition. Kofoid had grown up idolizing Larson as he worked his way up through the ranks and managed to prevail in a spirited duel with Larson. In that event, also, points leader Chris Wyndham came into the event with an 11-point lead and had a rough night, had to start 20th in the feature, fought his way up to 6th, and was able to maintain a 1-point advantage heading into this weekend's event at Merced Speedway in Merced, California. And that'll do it for this week's Racing Roundup.
You did homework there. That's awesome.
Kind of slim pickings, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just kind of seeing what's going around there, and things are getting more slim. Talk about the Rumble in Fort Wayne in a little bit. Some bad news there. Same fate as the St. Louis deal, Gateway Dirt Nationals. Although
hopefully not going to be the same fate as the Chili Bowl, as looks like there's some good news coming out of there this week. A couple teams growing their stable, with Casey Kane also getting back in action in the midget that the Chili Bowl announced this week. So
I saw that part of I forget who it was. Somebody Wood. I was thinking Wood Brothers, not Wood Brothers, but
Wood Racing, I think.
Yeah.
Had
was fielding 7 vehicles there, and Casey Kane was going to be driving for him. So
keeping up with Keith Coons there.
Yeah. Waiting on Nate Dussel to join in, but we got Shawn Valenti here. Let's pull him in here. Shawn.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, good evening, Shawn.
You guys too. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, congratulations. Another championship for you at Fremont this time. What is it? How many times is this now in the dirt trucks you got the championship? At least 3.
3 at Fremont, yeah.
3, okay. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the battle you and Corey McCoy had this season. You both you guys had the most wins all season long. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we had a good battle all year long. always come down to the last few laps. I think we ended up with 6 wins this year, and four times I think we finished second to Corey. So they're definitely getting that thing going, and they definitely found some speed. So I think we ended up with one DNF that kept things kind of tight. We never made it past the first lap in one of the features, and just the way it goes sometimes. But overall, good year. Just I think come down to 10 points. So it was come down to the last few laps in the feature on who was going to win the thing. And I think Corey ended up winning that night, and I think I ended up second. So,
well, you won the championship by 10 points there, so you got that. I mean, how big was this championship compared to your previous two in the trucks at Fremont?
They're all special, you know. Nothing's easy, you know. And every year, everybody gets tougher and faster, and you know, new guys step up to the plate, and each year you just go in hoping that you can compete with everybody, and you know, still be one of the guys to beat. So again, we was able to do that, and overall a good year.
Shawn, what amazes me is that with most entry-level divisions, and I guess the trucks are no longer an entry-level division, but usually the fans just sort of head out to the parking lot when they come on. But with the trucks anymore, the fans stay there. You guys have created an awesome fan base.
Yeah, I mean, a few times stopped underneath Red up there on the front stretch, and yeah, the stands are always packed. The truck feature always comes down to the last few laps, and you know, you got people up there rooting you on, and you know, it gets pretty rowdy up there, I guess, sometimes.
Well, I guess the fans are really rabid fans is the word that comes to mind there. They're excited about the trucks.
Yeah, for like you say, a support division, the fan following that everybody's got is it's pretty amazing to see. And like you say, I don't think there's too many people that leave after the sprint car features once the trucks roll out anymore.
With you being in the trucks, how much do you feel that all the years and the different types of race cars you've driven, from the stock car, the truck, sprint car, modified, how much do you think that's developed your fan base over the years to keep the people there to see you alone?
You know, I like to think that they stick around to watch me. You know, anything I hop into, just try to be, you know, the best I can be in it. And you know, from all divisions I ran, I'm sure there's people that keep an eye on me that'd like to see how I do. And you know, as far as driving, you know, sprint cars, and then, you know, hopping in the truck too, you know, for me it helps as a driver aspect of sometimes already out on the track by the time I hop back in the truck. So kind of already know what the track is, and able to get right back in it once I get out there in the truck. So that helps too.
You've got a lot of laps in the stock cars. How similar are the trucks and the stock cars?
They're pretty similar. Hi, Nate. Yeah, they're not too far off. I mean, horsepower wise, you know, pretty much always on a 2-barrel from the Lima cars to the truck deal, and they're
similar tires.
Yeah, 8-inch tires always, and yeah, so they're pretty comparable, and you know, so I was able to drive Babcock's stock car for 4 or 5 years, and so then once we got back in the truck deal, it was basically just keep right on rolling.
Did you get to run any other divisions this year?
I ran 305. I probably ran 10, 12 shows. Okay. Didn't get to run the familiar GMS Motorsports number 7 305 like I did the year before due to the COVID deal, but hopefully next year we can get something rolling back on that. And so yeah, I think 12 shows in the 305, and then I ended up hurting a motor there right at the end of the season, so I missed a couple shows towards the end.
Tom Cole had a good question for you here. How many different divisions do you have wins in?
Let's see.
Not asking how many wins, just how many different classes have you won?
Let's see. I won in a 410 sprint car, modified. I had a 305 win. So stock cars, trucks. Let's see. 7, I think 6, 7.
No front wheel drive stuff, right?
No front wheel drives. No. Nope. So
Right.
I think 6. I think divisions.
Not too shabby. I saw you out at Montpelier a couple weeks ago. Where'd you end up finishing in that feature? I was too far back. I didn't get to see.
We was up to second with that last red flag there, and I actually ran over a dry shaft that the guy dropped on the front stretch. So I flattened the left front tire and was hoping to get a chance at that leader on the restart. But so I was running second with 2 to go, and after that tire cut down, I hung on to finish 6th. So the year before, we ended up winning that deal out there. So I was hoping to repeat, but just come up a little bit short.
Something different to do. I'm assuming then you're done racing for the year.
Yeah. Yep. All done for the year.
Okay. What do you got planned for next year? You're going to come back do the trucks?
Yeah, we'll do
the
trucks and probably hopefully get a 305 deal figured back out, and or always open to options on as far as anything else. But that's the plan right now.
Let's hope that the COVID thing goes away. Any thoughts of doing Lima, Eldora shows?
Not at this point. Just kind of going to stick with the truck and like I say, hopefully get that 305 deal figured back out, and see what the Millstream deal, how it works out and what divisions they're going to run, and hopefully some of them shows too.
With the Millstream show, would you have an issue mixing the stock cars and the trucks?
My personal preference, I'd rather see the truck. I mean, if they're going to race the trucks, kind of keep a truck class. But some of them stock cars, just the way the bar deal combination is on the rear suspension, kind of hard to compete with a few of them. So, not saying that we don't have a chance. Just you got to be right on to be able to beat some of them guys.
Scott Warner's been talking to us about rules and classes. So
yeah. And like I say, anything that, obviously want to see Millstream get rolling and back up on their feet. So I say anything they come out with, I'm sure we'll try to make something over there and help them out.
Now you were running a 360 with Sprints on Dirt, weren't you?
That was a 410 deal. Yeah,
that's right. They were the 410s then.
Yep.
Okay. Whatever happened to that? You just kind of
the Sprints on Dirt deal, they kind of folded up, and then that winter when I went to get a 410 motor freshened up, it needed a lot more work than we was anticipating. So right at the end of the season, or it was right when the season was getting ready to start, it was a last minute deal, and Scott Gressman had a 305 sitting there, so we picked that up and decided we was going to go that route for a year or so, and then obviously the COVID stuff hit, and now it's got things slowed back down. So hopefully figure something out and get back out there.
Any chance ever going back to a 410 and running Attica in Fremont?
Yeah, never out of that
challenge Nate there for a championship.
Them boys got stuff figured out. I've watched Nate ever since he's been young. So I've watched him probably turn his first laps in a go-kart. But no, so hopefully we can get back out there. Like to definitely compete with them, and but yeah, them guys they had a heck of a year, and good to see. So congrats on them guys, and yeah, hopefully one day I can make it back out there with them.
Any other sponsors you need to, or anybody else you need to thank for helping you out this year?
Yeah, obviously Jeff Babcock for everything he does for me. I think this is the first year we had a DNF, and I don't know, since probably 2012 or 2013 with that truck. So. And it was nothing on mechanical part. It was just a racing deal where we didn't make it past the first lap. But so definitely got to thank him. A+ Auto Center, Adam Jones helps out big time. Got Craig Miller Trucking, Best Performance Motorsports, Dave Story Equipment. Gene Steele helped us out with a lot of parts over the winter. I'm sure there's some guys I'm forgetting. But yeah, there's a whole list of them on that truck that make that thing go around. So thankful to all of them.
All right, one last question for you here. Who would win in a one-lap race of equally prepared tricycles of all the Fremont champions? You, Nate, and Mr. Weaver.
I'd say Nate probably would. He's got long legs, and he's a little bit better shape than I am. And Weaver's getting a little bit old too, so I'm going to guess he's probably got us beat in that category.
My legs might be too long, though. That might be the problem.
That's what I was
That
saying.
could be. Might hit the handlebars.
All right, Shawn. Well, good luck in 2021. And
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, and
Congratulations on one more win.
Appreciate it.
Just one more. Yeah,
just one more.
So
did I hear earlier Scott or Shawn say that he likes hearing all the cheers after his wins at Fremont?
Yeah, all the cheers.
Do those must sound a little different to you, and they must the booze must turn into cheers once they get through that truck or something.
With the earbuds in and the helmet and everything.
Right, it gets a little confusing, but they sound like cheers to me. So.
Okay, maybe it's just you hear the Dussel clan cheering for you.
That's probably it.
Do you get that a lot, though? I mean, you start winning a lot. You start getting the people that kind of root against you, right?
Yeah. There's I definitely got the fan base that don't care for me. But I think if they got to know me and know how much heart and soul we put into this, racing deal, that they'd see that just an average guy that likes to go out there on the weekends and try to make it go as fast as it can. So.
Back in the day, Jim McCune Sr. ran Fremont a lot and won there a lot. And he said he could tell when the fans were really getting PO'd because they were throwing full cans of beer.
Yeah, it'd be nice to throw a couple down. We'd definitely drink them.
Make sure they're cold.
Yeah.
Do the boo birds? Does it motivate you, or it doesn't phase you?
It really. I just let it go. It's people are going to have their opinions, and like I say, at the end of the day, if we go out there and do the best job we can, if they got a boo about it, we'll come back and do it again next weekend.
They all paid to get in, and you get some of it.
That's right.
All right, Nate. Let's talk about that 410 championship this year. The second year in a row for DJ Foose to I guess have heartbreak. I guess you could say he's lost the last two championships by a total of 3 points. He lost 2 points by 2 points last year to Buddy Kofoid. This year, you guys came in tied, I guess, championship night, right?
Correct. Yep.
And he ended up winning the feature, but you got the championship still. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, last year I felt like honestly could have been right in the mix. We just had one weekend that kind of set us all back, but those guys kind of out-qualified us all year last year, and they'd slowly just kind of put some distance between us and them. And this year, we came out and we qualified great every night, and Fremont rewards points for qualifying and heat races, and and then ultimately the final night. It's kind of funny. On my warm-up lap, I just about flipped, and then was able to regroup and out-qualify DJ by a handful of spots, which I knew was huge because you don't know what's going to happen in the heat races or the feature. So if we could steal him early and make him chase us, that was kind of the ultimate goal. Did that, and then in the feature, I was leading it. Was really, really fast. I mean, I felt like I had to be setting a blistering pace. And just got to some lap cars that raced side by side, and one time took a little bit too much air off the wing, and I jumped over the curb, and DJ got by me. But I knew, at that point, if I just stayed in second, I still at least kept the championship. And so I tried to kind of regroup and just make sure I hit my lines enough to hold off the guys in third, because I know, I think Craig Mintz showed me a nose, and I knew that was for the championship. So I had to kind of get it together for 5 laps and get at least to that point, and we did. And it didn't really sink in until probably I accepted that trophy on the front stretch, because it's Fremont's second nature to me. I've grown up there, I've raced so much there, got a lot of wins there, and you start to take that a little bit for granted. And you just think of it, as a championship's a championship, but you start seeing your name on that trophy with some of the guys that are all-time greats around here, and really sprint car racing in general. That was humbling, and it meant a lot to me, meant a lot to my dad, meant a lot to everyone that supports the team. And I didn't really feel that until a little bit later on. So I'm glad that I could still keep that championship night.
So how many years racing sprint cars, Nate? And that was your first championship?
Last year would have been, I think, my 12th year racing, but it's only my third year in my dad's stuff of racing 410s. I raced 1 year with Al Davis back in 2015, but I've got 305 track championships at Attica,
Right.
2 at Fremont, 2 305 fast championships, and those are great. Those take a ton of work too. I mean, Shawn and I have both competed in that 305 division. It's a gauntlet too, and you have to have a really good team, a well-prepared race car every night if you're going to win those. But to win the 410 one is just, I don't know, it's another level. It's extremely rewarding to beat guys that
One more rung up the ladder.
Yeah, and I'm not here to cry about our budget, but we're not that big of a race team. So for us to compete with the guys that have been established race teams and just have a little bit more money to play with that's what's awesome about racing.
You talk about a lot.
Go ahead, Jerry.
You talk about a lot of the teams in the past, that you've joined that list of names that have won championships now at Fremont. Guys like Ferkel, Keegan, a lot of last names like that. The Dussel name has become synonymous with sprint car racing over the last couple decades in the area. How much does that motivate you to keep your name on top around the area?
It means a lot. I think it probably means more to me than it does even a lot of other teams, because it's not just Nate Dussel, it's not just George Dussel, it's Craig Dussel, it's Mike Dussel. My whole family's involved, and to carry that name in a positive way on and off the racetrack is super important to me. I don't want to say I don't care what people think about me, because I do to a point, because if you represent yourself in a good way, people ultimately should respect and appreciate you. And I think me and my team have done that, for the past 12 years, kind of just gradually building up our team. And I think we've always done it kind of the right way, and done it through friendships and just surrounding ourselves with great people. And that's, I feel like we're built for the future because of that.
How stressful was that last week, that you knew you were tied for the championship right before the championship night? How stressful was that for you, and how did you prepare for the championship night?
I mean, I don't know that I was stressed. I was just anxious. I wanted to get the result done. Whether we win or lose, it's really not the end of the world either way. So I tried to. I mean, that work week went slow, really, really slow. Obviously, you just play out every scenario in your head, but I've been through a few of these nights where you go into last night and there's nothing that's guaranteed. So I just go out there and put your best laps down, and not even focus on it. And I'm not, you still have to have a bit of a conscience of it, because like for instance, I could have totally gave the championship away there by overdriving the car or whatever. And so you kind of have it in the back of your mind, but at the end of the day, you can't control a whole lot of it. So the best you can do is just go out there and take it race by race, put down a good qualifying lap, run a good heat race, and then let the chips fall where they're going to fall.
Now, did you know exactly where you needed to be going into that final feature event, as far as the points, how they would shake out?
Yeah, I think I had a 4-point lead over DJ going into that feature. So I knew if he won it, I had to run second to win it. If I ran third, he would win it. And I knew those scenarios as far as, if he ran second, where I needed to run. But we were on the outside pole, and I just wanted to go win the damn thing. So I went out there and just laid down, the best laps I could. The guys gave me a phenomenal car. I mean, those last 3 weeks is probably the best I've ever felt at Fremont, when the track's fast and tacky, and you don't want to share the front stretch on your championship night. So I just want to go out there and win the race and the championship. Ultimately, it didn't work out that way, but we still got the championship.
Shawn, feel free to jump right in if you've got anything you'd like to ask Shawn or ask Nate.
I'm pretty sure all of us champions finished second on that last night, or on the championship. So. We all got to share the front stretch.
Yeah.
How exciting is it, though, to take that checkered flag and know that you've just won the championship?
Well, at the time, I wasn't very happy because I was really upset that I led 25 of 30 laps and gave it away. But like I said, it kind of took that night and maybe even the next week or two to really, when you get a phone call from Randy Mappis from the Hall of Fame, and he kind of gives you his little speech, and you get that trophy with the names. It's extremely rewarding, and it's just a great feeling.
Was it a good feeling to hold off Craig Mintz, especially to be able to clinch the championship?
I'm sure Craig played a little bit nice because, he wanted to see me win that too. But I'm glad he didn't force my hand and, have to run him over and then have to deal with him at Thanksgiving here.
You weren't going to let him by then?
He would have had a tough time holding me off because he might have got a bumper.
You do know that Craig's watching, right?
Oh, I know he's watching. He would do the same.
So what other than winning the championship, was there one particular night that stood out as being maybe most memorable?
Probably two. I mean, we won 2 races. First one was awesome because, that's me and my dad's first 410 win. I won one with Al, and, that was awesome. But to build your own team and go out there and win one was special. But there was kind of something missing that night, and that was my brother Craig not being there, which he doesn't ever miss a race, but that show was like an add-on. So he had plans, he skipped the night, and of course we won, and he had to watch from afar. So we had AFCS championship night later on that year. That was $5,000 to win, and we won that, and my brother was there, pulled out a pretty nice celebration, and pretty much shut the place down. So that night was probably most special just because being able to share it with everyone, to me, that's what makes racing and winning awesome.
Now,
So after they turned the lights off, did you migrate over to the campground?
We didn't that night. No one had a camper, so we just piled in the truck and headed on home.
Now, did you guys think there was even going to be a season at Fremont this year? They were dark for the first month or so. They were one of the last tracks, dirt tracks, I should say, in the area to finally get things going there. Were you guys just focusing on not even racing at Fremont possibly this year?
That whole COVID deal was just so ever changing that, you just kind of had to just play everything by ear. I hoped, and ultimately I thought Fremont would. There's just so much backing and really a lot of influence from the fans, and what do we got to do to kind of get this going, and Attica, they got their shit together on the the streams and stuff like that, which helped them get going a little bit earlier. But like I said, ultimately Fremont's got a ton of backing. The businesses, the fans are tremendous at Fremont. So I knew eventually it would probably open back up. And, luckily dirt racing was able to kind of fly under the radar a little bit. And, we didn't have to live with such strict rules.
What about you, Shawn? Did you have any alternative plans had Fremont not opened up?
No, pretty much, with the truck deal the way it was, I know at one point the truck guys were trying to get O'Shea talked into running some shows, but there for a while it was looking like Fremont wasn't going to do it. But like Nate said, with the backing they had, any chance that they had to do it, they were going to take advantage of it. So I'm glad they did. Was able to still get quite a few races in, barring the circumstances. So yeah, it was.
There's no one more thankful than my liver that we got to race.
Yeah.
Steve wants to know, you guys have a Facebook page, like a fan page or some way to follow?
Mine's a Shawn Valenti. I got a Facebook page. I think Nate's got his Nate Dussel fan page that he's got. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and my name too. That's fine.
There you go. All right. Well, we can share that on our Hammer Down Racing Report Facebook page for you as well. What are your plans, Nate, for 2021? Same thing?
Yeah, I would say roughly the same thing. We're going to try to, step out of Attica and Fremont when we get the opportunity to. Love to run all of Speed Week. That was really the goal this year, and it just tore up a car right off the bat and just kind of set us back, and just had to make the tough decision to stay home. But I think we've got some things working this off season. Jason Fawzy coming on board, he brought some equipment and an engine, and that gave us some opportunities to do some other racing. And really with my dad's deal, we couldn't even run a full AFCS Attica and Fremont the first 2 years. We had to pick 24 races, and that's all we could run because we couldn't afford to rebuild an engine in the middle of the year. So Jason's elevated our race team, and a couple other sponsors that we've brought on, with SNS and JRC and Industrial Movers, their help as well. And I think we're ready to start stretching it out to maybe 40 or 45 races. So you may see us venture off to, like I said, the Speed Week shows, maybe an outlaw show here or there. So we're really, really excited for 2021 and beyond.
Hopefully the COVID thing cooperates with us and we don't have any more cancellations. But
it's going to get better, Scott.
I hope so. You mentioned some of the folks that helped you out. Is there anybody else you need to give a shout out to that helped you out this season?
Definitely my mom and dad. I've said it over and over. They took a chance 12 years ago to let me go racing, and as the years went on, they've kind of just let me not only race but kind of run the race team and make decisions. And honestly, I love doing that. Not a lot of drivers kind of manage their race team, but I've kind of taken that duty and really enjoy it, honestly. Al Davis, he helps us out. Again, the only guy that ever gave me an opportunity in a 410, so that'll always carry some merit with me. Scott Gressman, Paul Kistler, Dave, and Brian over at Kistler's, Bill Barrier, again, another guy that's just been with me since day one, and he's kind of fueled our race team this year with the battle him and Kathy are going through this year. So love those guys, and they're huge supporters. Craig and Les Mintz, as much crap as I give Craig, another guys that have whatever we need when we need it, helping us out with stickers and stuff like that. First go-kart race I ever raced when I was 4 years old was with Craig, so we go back a long way. Back then, Craig was actually taller than me, if you could believe that. Got to thank Speedway's Bar and Grill, Donnie Atkinson, my brothers, my brother-in-law, my Bobby and Scott, and all those guys that show up every week. I'm extremely fortunate with how many guys come and help us during a race night. Not many teams are that fortunate, but we have a great time, and I love going to the racetrack and spending the night with those guys. I think that's everyone. I'm sure I'm missing someone. I apologize, but yeah, I think that pretty well covers it.
That's a pretty good list. Next year, Millstream Speedway, are you going to try and run some shows there once they get a schedule together? Have you run Millstream before?
Yeah, I ran 2 305 races there, 1 410 race. But yeah, we would love to see that place take off. We support Waynesfield when we can. We'll definitely support Millstream when we can. We're getting pretty healthy here with 410 cars in this area, so I think maybe now is a good time to have another racetrack or another option for people. So I know the Hammers put a ton of energy into that place, and it just it didn't work out with the weather. It kind of screwed those guys. So hopefully the next people can have some luck, and we can all get a little kind of half mile-ish experience here. So I'm looking forward to it.
Nate, we were talking about Millstream a couple of weeks ago with another sprint car racer, and with Attica and Fremont Friday, Saturday, how many of the guys would be willing to run the third night?
I don't know, you might get
Besides
12
Nate
to 15. You might get 12 to 15 of the Attica and Fremont guys, and then hopefully if it pays well throughout the field, you'll steal some guys from
Sure.
Michigan, maybe Indiana area. The nice thing is when you have those 3-day events, and if they all pay well, you may pull a Jack Hodgeshield, you may pull a Shane Stewart, those kind of cars that are on the fence, kind of run a true outlaw schedule. You may get them to come over for a weekend if they can race 3 straight nights for 35 or $5,000, somewhere in that range.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Craig Mintz is in, so he's got his hand up. One last question for you, Nate. Same question I asked Shawn just a little bit ago. The tricycle deal, 1 lap race, equally prepared tricycles. It's the IROC of tricycle races. 1 lap around Fremont. You, Shawn, and Paul. Who's going to win?
Well, that's not really fair. I'm racing with the 2 biggest cheaters, so. Hey, Paul. No, somehow Paul would turn around backwards and kick all our asses going the wrong way. So I don't know, but no, I would give her my best shot. I might even try and crash Shawn.
How do you feel about that, Shawn? Would you get him back?
I tried to.
Now, if there was a beer chug to determine somebody getting like a half straightaway advantage, who would have the advantage then?
I'd give Nate a run for his money on that, I bet.
Nice. All right, guys.
Cool. I'll poke a hole in it and shotgun and I'll beat him.
I think we're promoting alcoholism now. We've turned a corner here. Well, Shawn, I know that you probably know this, but Nate, you probably don't. Guests of our show usually go on to win the next event that they're in. It's like the opposite of a curse. What would that be? I don't know what the opposite of a curse is, but anyways.
A blessing?
Sure, a blessing. Yes.
The blessing of the hammer down Richard.
Hammer down blessing.
Amen.
Oh boy, here we go.
Maybe we got to start looking for a Chili Bowl ride, Shawn.
Yeah, there we go. Hammer down their sponsor.
Good luck on on your next race and next season to both of you guys, and good luck defending the championships there.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Yep,
Real great to have you guys.
Thanks, gentlemen. Congratulations again.
Thanks.
All right, we'll see you. Once again, Nate Dussel and Shawn Valenti, the champions from Fremont 410 champion Nate Dussel and dirt truck champion Shawn Valenti. Great to talk to those guys, and not done with our championship shows. Coming up 2 weeks from tonight. We're off next week for Thanksgiving. We're taking some time off. No family gatherings to watch the show next week. So please watch alone. Right? Is that proper? I don't know. Anyways,
2 meetings for Thanksgiving. You can watch me eat my turkey.
Okay, no. 2 weeks from tonight. We'll be back with the Sandusky Speedway champions, and that'll wrap up our champions series, I guess we can call it. So, and then we'll go back to the regular shows we do, which are pretty similar in any case. A lot of news tonight to get to. Speaking of which, we'll start off with some actual breaking news. I haven't even shared this with you. I got off the phone right before we came on the air here. Hold on. Here we go. Can't have breaking news without the breaking news sounder. I was all excited that I was getting the breaking news, so I could play that. So, Oakshade Raceway is, I'm not sure how to put this, but they're revamping their awards reception. It is not going to happen as it was previously announced. They're going to switch to more of a drive-through model. Instead, and it'll probably be during the daytime on still the same day, Saturday, December 5th, I believe it is. Details will be posted probably later on this evening on the website or soon thereafter. So probably a good idea with everything going on.
So you just pull into the fairgrounds and
it'll be at the track.
Oh, okay.
It'll be at the racetrack, and they're going to figure out some kind of way they'll have people going through. They'll do pictures as well for the champions. They were still sorting out the details when I was speaking to Chrissy, and that was just after 6 o'clock tonight. So it's still kind of.
Can we take a lap or two?
That's a good idea. We should do it on the track. I like this. Well, they're still working on it, so maybe they're listening. Maybe that'll happen. Moving into other news here. Veteran motorsports journalist Ken Squire. You know, everybody know who Ken Squire is. Really old guy now.
Voiced the Daytona 500 for years on CBS.
Yes, CBS. And he was also on one of my favorite shows on the old Speed Network, Are You Faster Than a Redneck? You remember that show, don't you?
Yeah.
That was a great show. They would take American muscle cars and have little match races against the foreign import tuner cars. And it was entertaining. We'll just leave it at that. Anyway, speaking of Ken Squire, he was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame back in 2018. He has confirmed that he has tested positive for COVID-19. Squire, who is 85, confirmed the news last Thursday on WDEV, the radio station he owns in Waterbury, Vermont. He called for listeners to remain vigilant and to continue protecting themselves from the virus. His daughter, Ashley Squire, indicated that her father got the virus from a person who didn't show any symptoms, who had come into contact with another person who later tested positive for COVID-19. Just once, it'll be nice when we don't have to mention COVID-19 in a show. Okay, and I'm not done, by the way. There's more COVID-19 news coming up. A Rusty Wallace Racing Experience rental car driver crashed through a men's bathroom after exiting the track at Citrus County Speedway down in Florida. I don't know if you guys saw the picture of that.
Did some severe damage to that race car.
And there was, they thought initially that the throttle had stuck, because I guess he was coming off the track. It was a bathroom in the pits. But they said the throttle didn't stick, and I didn't see any explanation for it. But the car looked pretty bad. The bathroom did not look good. Nobody was hurt, though, I guess. So I guess that's great. Lucas Oil announced it is discontinuing ownership and operation of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, which has been widely recognized as the premier short course off-road racing championship series for more than a decade. I'm not too familiar with all that, but I mean, the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series was pretty much the only one that I actually knew of, so I don't know what that means for the guys that run that series. Of course, that's Haley Deegan came.
Yeah, the Deegan family was a big part of the show.
Yeah. If you haven't heard by now, the 2020 Rumble in Fort Wayne has been canceled this year due to the surge of positive COVID-19 cases and tighter restrictions. As a result, the Rumble will return to the Allen County War Memorial Expo Center in Fort Wayne on December 17th and 18th, 2021. And there's still more COVID news coming up. Sorry. Martin Truex Jr. had a bunch of positive things to say after a test on the Roval at Charlotte with the NASCAR Next Gen car set to debut in 2022. It was originally supposed to be debuting in 2021, but due to the whole COVID stuff, they just decided to push it back an extra year. I believe we talked about this a while ago when they first introduced it. They have like the single lug nut. So, I mean, it's a lot of different things different on this car. I guess the one thing that Martin Truex complained about while he's running the Roval was when they hit a bump, I guess the steering would kind of lock up or do something funky.
Ooh.
So they need to work on that. And then I saw something later today that there might have been some other issues that have come up, but they got some time to work on it now to sort those bugs out before 2022.
I think that's going to see the beginning of the composite bodies, where they don't have huge body shops in every team's shop or garage for building sleek bodies, and they're thinking that it should cut down on cheating and certainly should cut down on some of the expenses.
I think that was the big thing. They're all running, I believe, the same chassis as well.
Yes, common chassis between all manufacturers now, and that's where they're going to be at.
So there you go. ARCA Menard Series begins its 69th season on Saturday, February 13th, with the Lucas Oil 200 driven by General Tire at Daytona International Speedway. It'll be the first time in the series' 58-year history at Daytona that the race will take place the day before the Daytona 500. Usually it's like the weekend before, if I recall. It's going to be sharing the stage in a same-day doubleheader with the NASCAR Xfinity Series. The race will be televised live on FS1 with Fox's Jamie Little making history as the first woman named as the television voice of a national motorsports series. She'll be doing the play-by-play for all of the 2021 ARCA Menards Series events. So,
very cool. Jamie does a great job.
Last COVID-related news item I had. Natalie Decker announced Wednesday she's had a bad year with health issues and things. She tested positive. She announced yesterday she tested positive for COVID-19. She was scheduled to compete in this weekend's Trans Am Series doubleheader at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta, but obviously is going to bow out of that, and her season's going to end a little premature. So it's going to be tough for her, I guess. Eldora Speedway. Kind of talked about this a little bit. This was how the story kind of developed throughout the week. It was first Eldora Speedway announcing that they will not be hosting a NASCAR Truck Series race next season. Track general manager Roger Slack confirmed the news to Eldora ticket holders in a letter released on Wednesday afternoon. Of course, the Eldora Dirt Derby was held every year from 2013 through 2019. Putting it on the Truck Series schedule for 7 consecutive years. This year, of course, canceled. It was on the schedule for this year, but then got canceled due to the COVID stuff. I lied. Apparently, I wasn't done with COVID. There was still more there. I tried. But there were reports coming before the schedule came out that perhaps there was going to be a dirt race at Knoxville Raceway in Iowa for next year. And then the schedule came out. What was that, earlier today? It seems so long ago. Yeah. So the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series announced their 2021 schedule, and it's confirmed Knoxville Raceway. It's going to be on their schedule July 9th. It'll be the second of 2 dirt track races for the Truck Series next year. The first being, of course, the Bristol Dirt Race on March 27th. Part of that, the Cup Series is going to be on the dirt that weekend as well.
I wonder if they're going to take any hints from the ARCA guys and prepare their drivers to use Swiffers to clean the windshields.
I don't. They did that at Eldora, didn't they? Or are you talking about the Cup guys?
The ARCA guys at the mile track, Springfield, had
the truck guys have done. I've seen them do that at
a couple of guys had Swiffers with them, and they'd swipe the inside of the windshield to knock the dust off.
And they had like a little deflector fin kind of thing on the hood of the. I think the ARCA guys did it too, but the truck guys as well, to kind of deflect the mud from getting stuck on the windshields.
Right.
I wonder if that'll be allowed in the Cup Series.
I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
Did you see that Jimmy Ward said that the new Cup cars were going to have independent rear suspension?
I did hear that. Yes. Is that a bad thing?
Sure is different. It'll change setup. No, so won't be worth a darn thing.
I was just going to say they're going to have to throw their notes out from previous years then when they get this new car. That's got to be frustrating though, to build up your notes over the years using the same car and everything, and then all of a sudden, reset button, start over.
Well, especially in a season like this, where there is no testing, no practice, and not even any qualifying.
Well, maybe they'll get back to that. I'm not sure.
How do you take a new car like that to a track with nothing but racing?
We spoke to our Fremont champions earlier tonight, and I got some news regarding their non-banquet. I'm not sure what we're calling this, but they're going to do a drive-through deal. They're going to award the 2020 Point Fund and trophies on Sunday, December 13th. To the top 10 in points in each class, drivers or car owners can pick up their Point Fund money and trophies at the Flower Building in the Sandusky County Fairgrounds in the following order. From 1 to 2 p.m., it'll be the dirt trucks. From 2 to 3, it'll be the 305 sprints. 3 to 4, the 410 sprints. So I'm guessing Oakshade will probably have some kind of staggered thing that as well. Again, this is not an awards banquet. Face coverings will be mandatory and social distancing will be adhered to. That's Fremont Speedway. wrong track. Right direction, wrong track. So, and that's all the news that I have that's fit to print for this week, which was a lot more than I thought I was going to have. So how about we play How Many?
How many what?
Well, last week's How Many was how many job offers would I have by 5 o'clock today? And my brother was the very first one to correctly guess. And I was kind of surprised nobody else had 0. But yeah, I've had interviews.
We have more confidence in you than your very own brother.
And I don't count the one that Dean made with delivering pizzas because he did not actually give me a dollar amount. I considered if it had a dollar amount attached to it, that would be an official job offer. So without that, there wasn't. So I chose 0. So I was right for us on the show. And my brother wins a Big D's pizza for guessing 0. It wasn't fixed. I was hoping I'd have a job offer, but so if you'd like to win a Big D's pizza, we're going to be off next week. So this actually will be a Thanksgiving related How Many, and unfortunately not racing related because Thanksgiving's not really a big racing day. So we're going to go with, I figured, Lions fans have kind of suffered like Browns fans have.
Hey,
over
the
years.
Lions game last weekend was spec-freaking-tacular.
I saw the last play.
If you watch the last 10 seconds,
I saw
actually the last 3 seconds. But
how far was that field goal he kicked on the last play?
62.
It was pretty far. I was pretty impressed. But anyways, so Lions play on Thanksgiving Day. This week's How Many touchdowns will the Lions score on Thanksgiving Day? Now, how many points? How many touchdowns will the Lions score? I don't even remember who they're playing, but I don't think it was. I saw the list of the lineups of the games on Thursday, and they weren't really exciting games.
Not field goals or anything else.
Nope, just touchdown. Number of touchdowns.
And just the Lions, not
just the Lions. Teams. Just the Lions. So you can guess the same number as other people. We'll do the little random drawing from all the correct answers, and whoever wins that will get a free Big D's pizza. I would say courtesy of Big D's, but that'd be redundant because I already said a Big D's pizza. So you can put those guesses in our Facebook comments of our Facebook Live here. 3.6. How can you score 3.6? Scott Warner. What? Guess what I'm reaching for?
Black flag.
Disqualified. So anyway, we'll allow guesses right up until, I don't know what kickoff is. Noon. We'll say noon on Thursday, and we'll have the results back following Thursday when we return with the Sandusky Speedway champions. So you got plenty of time to put in your guess between now and Thursday. So if you're listening to us on iTunes or Google Podcasts or any of those other places, Stitcher, Spotify, whatever, just go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Hammerdown Racing Report, and find the video from today, Thursday. Yeah, look at the date, 19th. Dates don't really mean much to me when you're unemployed. I don't even know what day it is anymore. So there you go. Put your guess in the comments. So and we'll figure out the winner next week or 2 weeks from tonight.
So you were the winner last week, Scott.
Yeah, because I chose 0. Yeah.
So you got to go first.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got to pick our numbers. I forgot about that.
Duh.
I was getting ready to move ahead. Oh, hell. They're the Lions. What was the score their last game? It was like 30,
30, I think. I think they had,
I
think they were tied at 27, I think.
Okay.
Which would have made it 30.
Oh, I got distracted here by Dean's non-job offer. I didn't offer amount per hour. Did I get the hint? 0. I got it now. Thanks, Dean. I'm going to go with 3 seems to be a pretty popular number there. 3 touchdowns.
Way to go with the crowd.
Yeah. I stall and I see the numbers that are coming up. It's like the Price is Right. I'm listening for people to yell at me to tell me what number to go for.
Ron, age before beauty.
That's debatable, but okay. Gosh. If I say 4, you're going to say 5. So I'm saying 4.
I'm saying 5.
I would have said 2, but that's just me. I'm a
I
pessimist.
got a feeling it's going to be a high-scoring game. Thanksgiving
I
games seem to be a little bit of an offensive shootout normally. So,
Yep.
Well, hopefully, it's not too offensive.
It's the Lions. Of course, it's going to be offensive.
Okay. Are we talking the same kind of offensive here?
Probably.
Yep. Sure.
Thanks to associate producer Dave Kemmer, field correspondents Matt Swander, Doug Dock. That's it for this week. I don't have a Hammer Down hotline. If anybody wants to call, leave a message over the next 2 weeks, feel free to do so. If you want to be on the show for really absolutely no reason, discuss whatever the heck you want. Again, put up the number here. It's 419-318-3081. 419-318-3081. Feel free to call up anytime. Talk about whatever you want.
Even the Lions.
Even the Lions, yeah, sure.
Ooh. Politics?
Or if you want to come on and call it and just swear up a storm and see if we'll play it, by all means, go for it. Try that. And by the way, last week's...
How about that guy?
Ooh.
He's going to call up and swear up a storm?
Well, he said he was going to
Sure.
call and talk about politics.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. You remember last week's Hammer Down Racing Report, right? Or the Hammer Down,
Yeah.
The Hammer Down hotline? It went something like this.
I just want to warn you that tomorrow is Friday the 13th, 2020. Good luck.
I think that's
Ron Miller nailed it.
I don't think you did.
I think I did.
I think it was Gene Steele.
You didn't ask Chrissy?
I did not.
Oh,
I did not.
well,
But we had a message from Gene on the Facebook messages behind the scenes that said basically the same thing. And the message came in about the same time the call came in. So I'm going with that. Dave Kemmer, that's what we're going with. It's going to be a new contest. Guess who called? That'll be the next thing. I guess. I don't know why. Once again, don't forget
that tune.
Yeah. We promise we won't do that. If you go and vote for us right now, or as soon as we sign off here, go to actually the easiest way to do it is just go right to our Facebook page. I have a pinned post up there. It's the first post you get to if you go to facebook.com/Hammerdown Racing Report. It says the Best of Toledo City paper. Click on that link. It'll take you right to the nominee page for all the media categories. We're a little further down, so you got to scroll down. On your way down, there's meteorologist is one of the categories. So make sure to give our buddy Brian Weekman, who does our weekend weather pit stop forecast for us during racing season, a vote. He's one of the nominees. Then scroll on down to the podcasts and give the Hammer Down Racing Report a nod. We'd appreciate it.
Please.
Otherwise,
please.
Don't make us have to spend money and advertise like some of the other podcasts are doing to try and get votes. So, and do this every single day, not just tonight after the show. Come back and do it tomorrow. Come back and do it the next day. Set a reminder. I do. That's what I need to do. And that's what I'm going to
vote often.
Yes. See, Gene Steele says he didn't show up in the comments, but he says good guess. I think I was Gene. I'm pretty sure. So there you go. One last shout out to there's the cool Ron Miller race car. What year is that? 88?
Yeah.
1988, and that's a Daytona?
Yes.
I'll have it set up. We'll share the screen next week so people can get a good look at that. 2 weeks.
Okay.
In 2 weeks.
All right. If you're listening to us on iTunes or whatever, you have no idea what we're talking about, go see the video. Fast forward to the very end. Thanks to Ron Miller Race Cars, Millstream Speedway. Again, don't forget the racing action returning there January 2nd. It's going to be cold, but it's going to be fun. The Hangover 2. And, of course, Big D's Pizza. Mention the Hammer Down Race Report. Save 10% off any order. And we'll see you not next week, 2 weeks.
Make sure you touch base with Ryan Weekman before New Year's, too. So,
we'll have to get the forecast for the New Year's Hangover.
That'll be a big deal.
Yeah.
New Year's and the day after.
Absolutely.
They have to bring our own snowballs.
Sunny and 75.
Or snowy and 0.
Whatever.
Have a good Thanksgiving. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Happy
Goodbye,
Thanksgiving,
all.
everybody.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify or your favorite podcasting platform.